This is your boy Tway here. Somebody asked me, like, can you do a simple budget team to do at least Galgoria stage rate 1? Well, here's where it's at. Now, it's not entirely budget, but what I did is no unique weapons, no unique treasures, but I did have artifacts. So this is where it becomes hella biased to know that I could potentially get something in here. These gears are gears that I normally use on my characters, so this is also hella biased, but I just want to show you guys how far we can get with this. The Fall of Ray, on the other hand, not budget, but this is something that you could get nowadays in like 3 to 4 months if you are lucky. As for the Lorraine, we got just about this. We did have a unique weapon, unique treasure on her. And as for the healing, Annette is having this. And I'm not using all of my artifacts, but I'm definitely using some of them. Now, for this, I could increase the damage by a whole lot by just simply saying, oh, we're going to pick this, that, and the last piece of that. So this will allow me to do a whole lot. And the question is, can I then, on a clean way, complete this without failure? So the reason why this team is really, and I mean really good, is because almost 80% of the people have heal rate reduction or have a stun, which will then amplify up the rest of the team. So if you can get his heal rate up to an absolute 0, that means that you can easily survive this part. Now, luckily enough, we got ourselves a Fall of Ray with a really nasty shield. If you do have bigger heals on your net, you would be doing better, but yeah, that is not for everybody. So hopefully you could take notes on how to do this even better. Now, there's two sides to this boss. Every single time that you see a warning popped up, he will then debuff you in terms of healing rates, and he will buff himself up. You can stun him during this phase. So what I do 9 out of 10 times to make sure to survive a little bit better is just to simply stun the guy. That's where Kersey comes in, as well as she is very well, this is the warning sign, to really do a lot of attack speed on the rest of your characters, as well as stunning the boss. If you look at the rest of the characters, Yuria has a nice shield which helps herself out. If I would really go super budget on her, I would pick Talisha instead of Yuria. Reason why? Talisha has budget heals on the rest of your team. That also means that your Fall of Ray doesn't have to be as much invested as anything else. So if you can pick yourself a Talisha, you're good. Is there a physical damage equivalent? Not yet. For what I know, there's not a physical damage equivalent just yet. But assuming that Isolde will be coming out, which is a physical damage mage, and a lot of other characters coming out in the future, I'm assuming that the newer content will become a lot easier. But if you look at the consistency, it is looking quite good. We're not dying just yet. One thing that we have to keep in mind is that this 3 over here is the extra damage reduction, which means that at certain points we will not be getting any more heals on ourselves. So either we stun or do more damage, kill him faster, and we are all Gucci. As for artifacts, there are a few that really pique my interest. One of them is the Hybrid Book of Animals, and since you need multiple damage dealers, I actually don't like the Abyssal Crown over here. So if you can get many Hybrid Book of Animals, you're actually better off than just having one crown in there. Another artifact that I'm very hype about is the Pumpkin Struck Evil Spirit. That one just gives HP to whatever character you put it on and a lot of attack to your full roster. This is given out by a Halloween event, and well, if you can get yourself some event artifacts, you will be able to get it as well, but it is kind of locked to the end of it. Another thing which you could do for healers is put, instead of Fall of Ray, put Lias in there. Lias, depending on her unique weapon, stage will give you so much magical defense on average. The reason why that is good is because mages, archers, mechanics, and everything else have a very, very low base magical defense. The more magical defense that you have, the better it is. And the same goes for Mora. Mora gives magical block, which will then allow you to survive. So with this 6 stacks in, next to no healings, we can actually beat this. Okay, biased. This is Fall of Frey, trash, but I still think that with a Talisha or any other healer, you will be able to complete this pretty easily. Alright guys, that is it for the budget team. Obviously there are some changes that can be made. One of them, Miriam, might be changed for Laudia for a lot of really good damage. The only downside to that is the tail swipes might actually kill her if you don't have the right gear. And Talisha instead of Yuria is amazing. The only thing, it costs like a little bit to get the NPC to go there, but in terms of that, I think that is the most budget magical damage team that we can find. If I can find ourselves a physical damage team, I'll make another video on this and post it. If you guys found this helpful, make sure to like, sub, and help the channel out. I'll see you guys in the next one.